Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Between Two Mothers. Now, today we're going to be talking all about nutrients, and I've got my buddy Uncle Wiggy here, and basically, long story short, Uncle Wiggy's been a friend of mine for quite some time, a few years. We do a lot of camping, hanging out, and awesome shit together, and basically he's been making his own nutrients for the past, how many years? I don't know, 7 years or so. We recently started testing these, and by recently I mean maybe 2.5 years or so we've been running these nutrients. So everything you've been seeing in our garden up to this point has been with Uncle Wiggy's nutrients. So a lot of people have been asking what we're using and just general nutrient questions in general. So what we're doing is bringing Uncle Wiggy on to have him answer some questions about nutrients specifically. And today we're going to be talking about what the three numbers, the N, P, and K, mean on the front of your nutrients. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about what the three numbers on the front of your bottles of nutrients mean. And before we get into all that, I just want to mention that you can get any of these nutrients, the same ones we've been using, at unclewiggys.com. We'll have the link on this video and also in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and let Uncle Wiggy kind of talk a little bit about what the three numbers on the front of the nutrient bottle mean, and also what that means for you when you're growing.
Cool. Well, the first number obviously is N. That's nitrogen. Nitrogen gives you fast plant growth. It's more leafy. You get like big leaves, and it's more important in veg. So most of the veg food that you will see has a high N number and lower on the other two. In flower, you want to see a lower N because it'll slow down your flowering growth at the expense of nice big leaves. You might have really healthy looking plants, but they probably won't produce much if you use a lot of N in flower. It's more of a veg thing.
So is that why they basically have veg and bloom nutrients separated, because they basically change up the nitrogen? I mean, they change up all of the ratios, but... Yeah,
totally. If you do use too much nitrogen in bloom, you won't get a very big yield. It'll be larvae and not very dense.
Right.
Kind of suck. The next number is P for phosphorus. And phosphorus is really important really in like 3 specific points of growth. It's really good for root development. So some lines will have like a starter that's high in phosphorus, really good for roots. The second thing it's really good for is transitioning into flower.
Right.
So it really initiates bud development, and it stops your plants from stretching. So it's good to hit them with a lot of P in the first week or two of flower.
Okay.
It's also really good for ripening. You can get extra density at the very end and more resin production if you up the P towards the very end. The last number is K, and that's potassium. I think potassium's the most important for flowering. It's really amazing. I call it like the quality ingredient. You really get more bud growth, more swelling, more density, more terpene production with a lot of potassium.
Cool. I mean, is that why some companies have like a PK booster or something like that that's usually higher in potassium?
Totally.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you kind of want to explain how, like, I mean, obviously Uncle Wiggy's is a 2-part nutrient system, right? With a few additives here and there. But, you know, it's got flower A, flower B, and veg A and veg B. So if you want to briefly explain why are they broken up into 2 parts?
Oh, okay, cool. That's a good question. So basically with hydroponic fertilizers, they come in 2 families. The A's are always the nitrates, and the B's are sulfates and their friends. So you have the nitrates and their friends, and they really they want to make bonds. They're kind of unstable, And so you always add them first because you want them to be diluted in your reservoir before you add the sulfates and their friends, which are less reactive until they meet the nitrates in their crew.
Right. So I mean, essentially, if we were to dump A and B together in a mixing cup, the elements would bond, the plants would not be able to take them up, is that correct?
Yeah. Basically what happens is they form like chemical reactions, and you have your nitrates and your sulfates, and they come together to make a third thing that your plants aren't going to be able to eat. So you want to keep them separate until they're diluted.
Okay.
And also, if you're in the store or online and you're like trying to compare different nutrients, you always want to add the numbers of the A and the B together, because legally we can't, we have to say what each bottle specifically contains. So to know what you're feeding your plants, like my veg food is actually 4:5, so you have to add everything together, and then you'll know the ratios that you're using.
Cool. And essentially that's 4 parts to, like for veg A, it'd be 4 parts nitrogen, 0 parts phosphorus. I always get the P and K mixed up. 0 parts, that's why I brought the expert on. 0 parts phosphorus and 3 parts potassium. And this is 0 parts nitrogen, 2 and 2, right? That's what those, so it's ratios.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just relative ratios, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it for the NPK episode. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much for coming out today.
Thanks for having me.
And like I said, if you do want to pick any of these nutrients up, we've been using them. They work phenomenally well. We've actually been helping Uncle Wiggy get all of these kind of dialed in over the past couple of years, testing them out as he's changed the formula and really got this thing nailed down. So if you do want to check those out, go on over to UncleWiggies.com, right? Mm-hmm. And got a full online store up there. These are handcrafted in small batches. Think of them as a micro brew of nutrients. And honestly, they produce phenomenal results. I've been nothing but pleased, and you all have seen what we've been growing from these. So definitely work. And we will be back in the next over the next couple weeks, just dropping some more knowledge about nutrients, things like why to add CalMag first, what chelates are. Chelates? Chelates, yeah. And all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give us that thumbs up. Let us know what you thought, and we will see you on the next video. Bye for now.